Hey, it's Terry, Virginia's daughter, and I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my unfinished projects, which I have way too many of. And I'm challenging myself to get this done in 2021. I will tell you that each one of these projects has its own story as to why I stopped and left it, abandoned it, so to speak. Initially, what I thought I would do is take inventory, pull everything, jot down what I need done, and then I thought, I don't think I will do that. According to James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, it's motion and not action. Here are the notes I took. Motion is prepping, planning, and strategizing, and action is doing. Motion is useful, but will never produce an outcome. Motion makes us feel like we're making progress without running the risk of failure. The reason that we slip into motion and not action is to delay failure. It's easy to be in motion and convince yourself that you are still making progress. Motion makes you feel like you're getting things done, but really it's just preparation. Needless to say, I did not want to be in motion. So having said that, I want to share my plan with you for eliminating my unfinished projects. Now, some of these projects, to be honest with you, may have to be donated at this point. I know that some, my size is different. My goal is to finish them all. Wear, donate, gift, whatever the case may be. And guess what? You may have some unfinished projects of your own. It's easy to do, right? You just don't want to get it way too out of hand like I did. So join me. Let's get started. This is one of the 7 projects that I pulled. This is Vogue 9034. I want to say this is view C. It's the longer version of the vest. I really like this. I thought it was cute. It's an easy pattern, and the date on this pattern is 2014, or the year. Someone gave me this fabric, and it has a nice crosswise stretch, but not, so much lengthwise. It's a woven. I could stand here and try to guess what kind of fabric it is, but I'm not even going to do that. And this is a challis that I got from a local fabric store. This has some nice detail. Got some darts here. It has that asymmetrical, is that what they call it? What's that hemline called? Doesn't even say. I did not like the way this was lining up. I just made some simple mistakes here, and I just didn't feel like dealing with it anymore. I do see that the vest calls for pockets, and I didn't add those. Thankfully, I have a lot of this fabric left. If I have to use a recut, I'll just do that. I'm gonna redo this part here, attach the lining to the vest. Oh, I am gonna add pockets. Finish the armholes, and that's it. It doesn't have sleeves. Also included in this pattern is the skirt. Now, it says that this skirt is supposed to be cut on the crosswise grain. Obviously this is, but I didn't do all of it, so this is not. And obviously there's like a slight lower, what do you call this? Upper lower hem. And this is a polyester, a navy gold pinstripe. Now, it does not have a waistband. It has a waist facing. So the only thing I have to do there is put a waistline facing on, put a hook and eye on, and hem it, and this will be done. 2 pieces from Vogue 9034. Okay, so the third piece in the lineup is Butter 5600, view B. This is an easy pattern also. The year on this one is 2011. The only thing that I have left to do here is to add a casing and elastic, add buttons, then hem. I think it calls for, 7 buttons. 7 buttons along the front band. I had wanted the portion of the tie to have a pop of color. So what I did was I added a teal rayon binding to it and hated it, and that was it. That was what stopped me from doing it. I could not get that little bit to turn out the way I wanted it to, so I just abandoned it. Can you tell which pattern this is? I bet some of you know. This is a Guy Laroche Vogue 1416. Yes, I love this pattern when it first came out. That would have been in 2014. I managed to get through the sleeves. I thought the sleeves would be the most challenging. They weren't. What hemmed me up was this little part in the back here. This little piece right here would not act right. Now, instead of me walking away and coming back, because this could have been done, evidently I didn't. There's still pins in here, still pins in here, still pins in here. This is just a very small piece. It's a back facing, and you attach a button snap. I just don't like the way that looks. I probably will redo the whole thing. I do have some of this fabric left, thank God. The only thing left to do on this is to put that facing back there. There's a closure that I have to add. Let's see. Oh, it's a hook and eye closure. This is the tie. Now, I love mixing prints, and I thought this was just perfect. I've made a shirt out of this before in the past. I have to fix the facing on the back, add a hook and eye, attach the collar, hem the sleeves, and hem it, that's it. In my mind, there was no way I could do this top without making the pants. So the fifth item would be the pants that go with this pattern. This is the fabric that I use. I also bought this locally. What I realized though was that I hadn't cut all the pattern pieces out, so I do have to cut more pieces out. The pants are going to be a full-on construction, but they're unfinished because I cut them out and never finished. Sixth up is Vogue 1467. It's this Klein Jacket. The year this pattern was released is 2015. There's a couple things that went on with this one. The very first thing that happened was one of these bulky areas here, the needle hit it, broke right away, threw the timing off just like that. I had to take it in for service 6 weeks later, 8 weeks later, whatever. And that's where it all started. This binding. This pattern has you create your own bias binding. Now, for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to use this black, some type of flimsy rayon. I don't even know. I probably had some remnants and was trying to use them. In any case, it does not complement this fabric. In some places, it's stretched. So I'm going to take all this binding off, cut new binding, and then apply that. I got this from an online store. It's a nice wool blend. I love the color. I decided I wanted a backstay here. Nothing fancy. It's got hair canvas in here, but I cut this too long. I do have the lining portion done, and you can see that that's too long. I'm going to have to take this seam out here, trim that so that it'll fit. Also, in order to get this bias off, I think I may have to take this top stitching off right here. I don't know. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. So the only thing left to do here, shoulder pads, I made those. I just have to find them. Attach the lining, redo the binding, shorten the back stay, hem it, add the buttons, and then I'm done. I thought I wanted bound buttonholes, but I don't know if I'll do that or not. And that's it. Hem it, hem the sleeves, and voila. This is piece number 6. I can't find this pattern. I see the pattern in my head. I made a jacket out of it. I think this is Vogue. IG page, Vogue 1465. This is the skirt. I made the top. I just didn't finish the skirt. This is a very simple skirt. It calls for a knit, but the fabric did not have enough stretch. I had this bright idea to just put a zipper in, add a waistband, and that would be it. Well, I did add the zipper. I drafted a waistband, which is over there. It has a nice detail here, little vent back here. Is this a vent or a kick pleat? So in any case, I thought I had made it big enough for the hips. Well, back then it would have been big enough for the hips. All that I have left to do here is to add the waistband, a closure, hem it, that will be it for the skirt. So those are the projects that I'm going to start off with. And I'm going to call this round 1. So once I get this 7 done, then I'll just roll into the next 7. Just start the process over again until I get it all done. Along the way, anything that I find that is easy or beneficial or gets me into a quick routine, I'll share it. I want to get this stuff done so I can move on. I have a lot of fabric, as you can see. You know, I could have just straightened this stuff up, but I'm like, I have rearranged this fabric like so many times. It's time to get rid of it. But before I do that, I'm going to do this. First things first. Let me know, do you have unfinished projects? Do you have a plan that you can share with me for how you got yours done or how you get yours done or what's your plan for getting it done? Thanks for tuning in today. See you soon. Take care.